The teleportation incident really threw a wrench into things. I've gotten separated from my family, and everyone in the world got shuffled around. Some people even died. It's been crazy. But with the help of my friends Eris and Ruijerd, I know we can find my family and save the world!
Time is of the essence. We must make haste!
Yeah, that's cool and all, but do you want to goof off for like 5 months and accomplish nearly nothing?
Do I?
God, I miss my family. I hope Rudy got all my messages and isn't screwing around. Wait, could he be dead?
Hail, travelers! I am your stalwart companion, Grimmjack, and today we are returning to the land of tomes and swords, picking up where we left off in Mushoku Tensei, Jobless Reincarnation. Or if you don't remember what happened in our last video, you can watch it here. Or I can input it all in your mind in 1 second, like this. Okay, maybe just go watch the video. Previously, Team Dead End were outed and forced to move on from the town of Rikarasu. It's been a whole year since they first landed on the Demon Continent, so maybe there's a chance that the 40-something guy and the adolescent body of Rudeus Greyrat has finally started to settle down and not be so incredibly gross at all times. No, he's as bad as ever. Rudy's party attends the board a ship bound towards home. However, for Ruijerd to join them, it would cost an exorbitant fee. It's standard industry inflation. Like when you pay extra for a baby gate when a doggy gate would work just fine. Or when you go buy a cake and they charge you more to write just married on it than, fucking writing, like, sorry I dented your penis in a freak lawn dart accident. Those things are illegal for a reason.
Okay, so it looks like if we want to get Ruijerd across the sea with us, it's gonna cost 2,000 big ones.
As a big one myself, I will simply have to procure 2,000 equally big boys to pay the fare. I'm gonna need 5 roast hens, a spoolful of twine, and a lot of rope.
I meant big ones as in money. But it's good to know we have a backup plan.
Does my spear son count? It has the soul of my son, and he was a rather large boy.
Again, we need money, not people.
Oh, that's all? My father spends 4 times that much a month on new staff.
Great reminder that you're rich and that you call your slaves staff. But again, unless you have that money on you, it doesn't mean anything.
Well, you shut down a lot of great ideas, Rudy.
Did I?
But I haven't heard you come up with any of your own.
That's because I don't have any. I was hoping for something from you guys.
Bone in my throat. Excuse me.
Which, in retrospect, was obviously a mistake.
Gamertag Loser God offers more guidance, suggesting that Rudeus should buy food from a street vendor and take a walk through the back alleys. That sounds like really good advice, thanks. By now, he sounds more like a TripAdvisor review than a prophet, but Rudy follows his advice anyway, eventually running afoul of a pungent beggar desperate for sustenance. I mean, look at her. She's obviously destitute. She can barely buy clothes. Upon feeding the smelly degenerate, she is revealed to be Bondage Child. This is Kishirika, Kirishimoto, the great emperor of the demon world. She's also one of the anime characters you must never do a Google image search for, unless you want to end up on a very special watch list.
Thank you for feeding me, pitiful mortal. In exchange for saving my life, I shall grant you 1 wish.
I'd like an Xbox.
Man, you crazy! I can't afford a box.
An Xbox?
That neither.
Well, then I'd like my own personal harem.
Very well. You can start with me, and we'll build from there.
Never mind, I'm changing my answer.
Not very decisive, are you? In that case, you shall receive a demon eye! Now hold still.
Demon eye? What's that? Some kind of... Oh god, the pain! Is this karmic retribution for my actions?
Calm down, you big baby. I'm only ripping your eye out and putting a new one in. Jeez, kids these days.
What is up? It's your boy, Grimbop, here with this video's sponsor, Stacked. Stacked is a new social video platform that lets you watch and react to content with your friends or random strangers, whatever you prefer. When you comment on a video, your comment will show up directly on the video. It'll swing on by right there on the screen. Behold your fleeting internet immortality! Rah! It's beautiful. Stacked is partnered with our channel to help us get our videos to you guys without waiting for YouTube's copyright shenanigans. Shame on you, YouTube. How dare you? How dare you make everyone wait? So expect to see a lot more posts from us on the site. And because Stacked has a ton of focus on anime content, expect to see a ton of videos from other anime-themed creators from the community as well. It's genuinely a really cool site, and we're really grateful for our stuff to have a more stable home in addition to YouTube and Patreon. But ad-free, and also just regular free. Join Stacked now with our code GRIMM. Thanks again to Stacked, thanks to you guys for sticking around, and back to the video. Oh God! Ah, my legs! I only have 3 of those. In exchange for the meal, she gifts Rudy with the Eye of Foresight, which allows him to see ever so slightly into the future. Now he's like Shulk from Xenoblade Chronicles. If Shulk was a perverted child possessed by the soul of a middle-aged Japanese man, maybe it was though. I kind of skipped the cutscenes in that game. With this newfound ability, Rudy can now hold his own in combat, finally gaining victory over Eris, and very much not victory over Ruijerd, who, upon exerting 1 additional % of his power, grounds Rudy like a flight in bad weather. Seeing into the future doesn't pay the boatman, however, and without any other option, they enlist the service of smugglers to stow away on the boat. Enter Gallus Cleaner, which is incidentally what I used to wipe the stains off my bay window. Around the same time, his former teacher Roxy is traveling with Talhand the dwarf and Elinalise the thirst trap elf, 2 former members of Paul's old adventuring crew. Before you ask, yes, Paul did bone the elf. He boned every girl. All right, we're good. Talhand and Elinalise are seeking information on Rudy's possible whereabouts following his disappearance. And occasionally Elinalise having sex with, dozens of men. Probably all at the same time. Yeah, to each to their own.
Well, our visit to the guild was informative, to say the least. Though I can't say I approve of your method of information gathering, Elinalise.
Skillful tongues make for loose lips, Roxy.
And while I was watching all of that from the corner, I wrote down a bunch of notes about Dead End. Wait, no, I drew a bunch of inappropriate doodles. Well, hopefully you were paying attention to what we learned about Dead End, Roxy.
What do you mean, dead end? We're looking for Paul's family.
Oh no! I guess I have to go back.
Ugh.
Through this potent strategy, they learn of the Dead End Party, and though Roxy catches a glimpse of Eris and Ruijerd as they are training, she is unable to confirm their identity. Elinalise also has her hands full, fending off a horde of assailants, who are all coming at her at once, Shakespearean swords in hand. Upon their safe arrival on the Millis continent, Rudy visits the pound to pick up his Ruijerd. In a stunning twist, the smugglers are not actually upstanding gentlemen. Who would have guessed? And they have beast children captive, who the superb softy really wants to rescue. They've even killed one already for crying too loud, which is not a recommended method of parenting. He's so damn mad about these murdering bastards, his green hair grows back like a chia pet. He obviously means business. Together, the pair frees the remaining beastlings. But before they can safely flee, Rudy goes back to also save a giant fluffy puppy. Unfortunately, a mob of beast people arrive on the scene and mistaken Rudy for one of the smugglers. Because I would also do the same. Yeah, Rudy looks like a smuggler. Look at him. Look at him with his little eye patch and, cigar and going, yeah, I'm the smuggler. You can never catch me. Oh, wait, you did. The Beastie Boys render him immobile with their bad breath technique. Rudy is taken to the Beast People's village among the treetops, where he is imprisoned and labeled as a deviant. This means the Beast People got it right, but for the wrong reasons.
Sup, Mushoku TV? My name is Rudeus Greyrat, and this is my crib. What we got here is a studio apartment in the heart of the Great Forest, and boy howdy, they call it the Great Forest for a reason. Look at those views. They don't have anything like this on the central continent. Over here's the bathroom, and over here is the breakfast nook, where I get 3 free square meals a day. Speaking of savings, there's no extra charge for my many insect pets. In fact, no charge for rent at all. This place is completely free. Because I'm in prison! Please send help! I'm going insane! Ah!
After a few days of sitting around naked and waiting to be rescued, he meets a new prisoner named Geese. They get to know each other a little, providing massages and whatnot, until nightfall when brigands invade, setting the village alight, and just generally being inconsiderate guests. So rude. Rudy and Geese elect to aid their captors, assisting the beasts and setting forth to free the captive children, who were already captured before and have been captured again. Great job, beast people. You're really sending good advice. Not advice, what the fuck? Amongst the scoundrels is our old good pal Gallus, who tries to convince Rudeus to switch sides and join their cause. Cause stealing children and doing all that is a cause worth joining. No, that is a lie. Don't listen to me. When Rudeus says no thank you, being a creep and a pervert is plenty bad enough as it is, Gallus goes berserker mode, felling several beast folks with his North God-style swordplay.
Join me, Rudy, and together we can sell the basement as Guy and Kid.
I don't see a way I can beat him as things stand. I'll have to use my secret technique.
Fast forward no jutsu!
Wait, where'd my kid go?
So what does our hero do? He nopes out, like hardcore. Saving kids is great and all, but he would much rather live to worship panties for another day. It's prime material for the top 10 anime bitch-ass moments. Until giant fluffy puppy hits the scene. Suddenly Rudy has the courage to step up to the plate, aided by his adorable new pal and Geese, unleashing the old Dale Gribble special, Pocket Sand. Through their combined efforts, they're able to best the dastardly foe, causing Rudy to pass out from exhaustion. When he awakens, he is surrounded by a group of thankful and suggestively supine beast people, along with Eris and Ruijerd, who have cleared up the whole misunderstanding. Now the villagers are in their debt, and everyone's got a big smile on their faces. Except for me. Where's my smile? It's a super nice moment. Oh, and meanwhile, Eris's grandfather is executed due to political shenanigans. Wait, he's what? No, but I liked him. No! It's less of a nice moment, especially because they don't bother lay down a tarp on the nice tiled floor. What are you guys, barbarians?
Soros Boreas Greyrat, Overlord of Fatoa, you stand accused of not responding appropriately to the mana disaster. How do you plead?
I mean, it's a crazy atom thing that shuffles people's locations like a deck of cards. What am I gonna do, have it arrested?
Fair point, I hadn't considered that. Case dismissed.
That went better than expected. I can't wait to tell my granddaughter the good news.
On to the more serious charges. You stand accused of 2,134 counts of being a furry. How do you plead?
Back at the Doldia village, we learned that Ghislaine was once a resident herself, until she disgraced her people by abandoning her position to protect the sacred beast, aka Giant Fluffy Puppy! Mr. Bad Breath is in fact her older brother, Gaius, and he gets his whiskers all in a knot just at the very mention of her name. His daughter Tona, on the other hand, thinks that this mildly interesting revelation is great news, and she wants Eris to train her in the Ghislaine art of ass-kickery. So she does exactly that. For 3 whole months. Honestly, these people do not appear to be in a hurry to complete their mission to return home. I mean, a little rain's gonna stop me. Oh God! Okay, we're staying here for 3 months. But once the rainy season has passed, they're able to move on. Thank goodness there's nothing pressing or time-sensitive out there, like the safety of Rudy's mom, or either of Rudy's sisters, or his maid/aunt/stepmom. Yeah, I left Paul out for a reason. I'm sure he's fine. Probably boning someone, or crying, or both. At long last, our party departs the village, leaving the furry convention behind them. Geese hitches a ride too, because shit, I had forgotten about him, and it's a convenient way to bring him back into the narrative. The episode ends with a discussion about the 7 great powers of legend, and a scene that is such heavy foreshadowing, it crosses the threshold of becoming downright 5-shadowing.
Oh, hey, what's that rock over there?
Oh, that? It's a monument to the 7 great powers. You know, standard isekai stuff.
Isekai? How did you know this was an isekai?
You got your battle god, your demon god, the death sword and north gods, you got your technique god, and of course there's the
Dragon God Orsted!
Oh, Geese, buddy, how'd you get your voice to change like that on the one god?
voice change? For which one? Battle god, north god, or was it
Dragon God Orsted!
Am I in danger? I feel endangered.
When they arrive at human civilization, Geese takes his leave, while the rest of the party proceeds onward to Milishon, a place of many phallic monuments. Oh boy. Within just one day, Rudy gets himself in over his head, attempting to thwart a kidnapping in one of the most awkward ways possible. He proclaims himself to be Ruijerd, which is like, not cool. And he sets him up to dispose his enemies with a pair of panties on his face, which, like, Rudy, that's really not cool. I get that you want to clean up the superb reputation, but I don't think Ruijerd is quite as big of a fan of hentai common as you. As it turns out, the leader of these rogues is none other than Rudy's very own father, Paul, who was much more on the side of crying than boning, and looks like he's drunk himself into the bottom of a whiskey barrel.
Oh man, sorry to see you fell on hard times, Dad. Me, on the other hand, I've been doing great! I got a 3-month vacation in the Beast Territory, I got a tour of the Demon Continent, and my eye pegged by the strange little demon thing? Now I got this magical future-seeing eye!
Well, then you'll see this coming.
See what now?
The family reunion turns out sour when Paul accuses Rudy of being selfish, pointing out that he's never sought out others who have been affected by the disaster, or attempt to make contact with his loved ones. When you get a lesson on morality from old loose pants Paulie himself, you know you've done fucked up. They hash out their differences in a healthy way, only coming to a stop when Rudy's little sister Norn arrives. That's when Paul drops the bombshell, informing Rudy that the entire village was caught in the teleportation debacle. His mother, his half-sister, his backup girlfriend, Sylphie included. That kid Paul's gang was snatching before, a brainwashed victim who they were trying to fix. For almost 2 years now, Paul and Nor have been scouring the plains in a desperate bid to rescue their loved ones. In comparison, Rudy's process of winging it, oogling at some women, and wearing panties on his face does sound a little bit frivolous. But then, you gotta think about it like this. Rudy might be a 40-something-year-old man trapped in a child's body, but he wasn't very developmentally before he got isekai'd. He mostly spent his whole life playing video games and avoiding the world, which leaves his level of maturity and social/emotional intelligence at basically the same level his physical body is in. This is basically what Geese says to Paul in a little pep talk, minus the part about his son being older than him, and Paul decides to go talk things out with Rudy. It leads to a genuine touching moment or two where Paul gets to feel like a dad and form bonds with his only son. Still, it must be a really comfortable day at work for the guy behind the bar. Like, they're not ordering anything, and he can hear everything. Eventually, he gets so fed up with this, he just starts dishing out free booze out of sheer despair. Then they start hugging and crying, and they're still not buying anything. Like, this is the worst day ever for this barkeeper. He's gonna go out of business.
I'm sorry I got mad and I punched you. It's just been really hard with all of our family missing. I feel like a failure of a father.
You're not a failure as a father. I'm sorry to brag so much when I saw you. I should have done more to look for our missing family.
You know, I named this bar Tears of the Kingdom. I didn't expect everyone to come in here and cry all the time. I thought it'd be easy to sell alcohol to crying people, but all they ever buy is opaque water. And, you know, opaque water doesn't pay the bills around here. My mother was right. I'm a failure as a bartender. Okay, I'm starting to cry now. It's time to fill up another opaque water. Meanwhile, Roxy has taken the opportunity to visit her hometown, which we learned that she is somewhat of an outcast amongst the demon community. Apparently, she lacks the tribe's inherent gift of telepathy, so whenever her people try to communicate with her, all she hears is the sounds of small rocks being dropped onto a Denny's parking lot. It's a little bit like when someone speaks to you in a language you don't understand, or when someone drops your rock collection onto a Denny's parking lot, which I'm still mad about, Liam! Which ones are my rocks, and which one are shards of broken glass from the cars no one picks up? It's a specific rock collection, stop judging me! She talks to her parents, reflecting on how hard it was due to being less telepathic, more telepathetic. While Roxy is no Professor Rock Xavier, she still realizes how much her parents loved her despite all this.
I have been waiting decades to say this, but welcome home, dear. Oh dear, I promised myself and your dolls that I talked to I wouldn't cry, but oh boy, just talking about it is making me cry more.
Water in my eyes, but I haven't cast a water spell. Have I finally mastered incantationless casting? Mama, I'm not crying. I'm just a really talented maid.
Oh, sweetie, I always knew you'd be successful. Your dolls that I talked to told me so while you were gone.
Mom, there's so much we have to talk about. But especially we have to talk about you and my dolls, because that's weird.
Well, Dip, now I feel left out. Better get a cry worked up. Oh, there it is. Oh, it's all coming out. You unzipped me!
After their touching reunion, Roxy ends up crashing at her parents' place like your average teenager, doing all the things she wanted to do as a child, and finally learning that Rudeus is doing okay, other than that he's traveling with Satan himself, aka Ruijerd. She decides, hey, screw the kid that wants to screw me, and the other kid that wants to screw me, and my general responsibilities. I'm gonna focus on some of the other missing family members instead. You go, girl. Rudy and his party continue on their way, catching another ship towards the central continent. This time, they can even bring their Ruijerd-shaped luggage on board with them. Upon arrival, Rudeus is brought back in the company of MadDog, who has been ghosting him for a whole year. By the way, I'm getting real sick and tired of having to say that stupid name, so from here on, we'll be calling this mysterious deity, Mod. In order to track down his lost half-sister Aisha, Rudy will have to give out a false alias rather than revealing that they're related. If he follows these instructions, he'll apparently be able to save not only Aisha from the Palace of Chirone, but her mother/Rudy maid, Lilia, as well. We call that a twofer. In Canada, it's known as a double fisting, but we're not going to get into that. He's also supposed to send a letter to an acquaintance based out of Chirone, so of course he chooses Roxy. I shudder to think of what content that letter consisted of. He goes for the little stroll, and lo behold, there's Aisha before his very eyes, being apprehended by palace soldiers. He saves her with his vaunted mud ability, and they evade their pursuers. As per Mod's instructions, Rudy gives a nom de plume, and in this case, he chooses the cringiest option possible.
Thank you for saving me, stranger! What incredible name does my amazing savior call himself?
Okay, Rudy, that strange nudist man-god thing told you to call yourself something different than your real name. Now's a great chance to use your otherworldly knowledge to call yourself something cool, something incredible. Something like...
My name is Shadow Moon Knight!
Yes! Nailed it!
After sorting things out with Disney's lawyers off-screen, Rudy is summoned to the palace, apparently by Roxy herself. When he arrives, however, he discovers it's a trap set by Prince Pax, who intercepts his letter and apprehends him with a pitfall like he's the bastard son of James from Team Rocket. He's always been a creepy little dweeb, but now we learn of the full extent of his perversion, as he intends to use Rudy as bait to force Roxy into a life of servitude. Congratulations, Rudy! You finally found the one person in the world more depraved than yourself. If only you could have had some kind of demon eye that could have predicted when dangerous situations like this are about to happen, right? Oh wait, you do. Rudy's only hope now is Zenoba, Pax's older brother. But the odds of Zenoba being willing to help Rudeus has gotta be low, right?
Please let me be your disciple, master! Teach me the ways of the so-called incel weeb! I crave these overpriced figures and these things you call gotcha games? I must devote my life savings to these things at once!
Sure. All you need to do is get your prince brother to get me out of here, and you got yourself a deal.
Done. Hey, what the heck? It's 1 a.m. and I'm half naked!
What just happened?
I was born a super strong boy. Now teach me how to find a 2D waifu. And is it possible to get her likeness on a pillow?
This is kind of making me cringe, dude.
Cringe is good, right? Look at me, Rudy-senpai. I am cringe!
The party continues on through a frozen landscape coated under a bitter layer of snow. And this is just an aside, but does Ruijerd honestly not need a coat here, or a scarf, or just even a t-shirt that says shirt on it? I mean, come to think of it, for a guy whose whole purpose on this team is to be the heavy, Ruijerd has a lot of exposed and vulnerable flesh. I can only assume his abs are hard enough to repel the blades of his enemies. On this lovely hike, they run afoul of the dragon god Orsted. Eris and Ruijerd seem to know this guy is bad news, and even their pack mule says nope and yeets itself off a cliff. But old Rudeus decides, hey, I'm gonna ignore these obvious cues and start up a lovely bit of small talk with this scary, scary man.
Excuse me, Mr. Dragon God Orsted, sir?
Rudy! What are you doing?
I know, you guys said not to talk to him, but he looks harmless. Right, Ruijerd?
No, you said it wrong. It's not Dragon God Orsted. It's Dragon God Orsted!
Okay, that. Why does everyone use that voice when saying your name?
It's a funny story. I was cursed by the man god. Well, it wasn't that funny, I guess. It is nice to talk to someone for a change, though. Usually, people just... Dragon God Orsted! Do that. Why aren't you affected by this, small child? Are you working with the man god?
Yes!
Somehow, Orsted knows about Rudy's connection with Mod, and he goes on the offensive, giving Ruijerd the business and rendering poor Eris into a Krillin-level punching bag. To really prove his point, he gives Rudy a brand new speed hole, right through the gut.
Huh? Oh, what happened this time? Please tell me I was crushed by Ghislaine and this is Valhalla.
No such luck, Rudy Poo.
You ran afoul of the Dragon God Orsted and met an untimely demise.
So what? Now I just sit here in this void with you and wear this weird nudist Grimmjack cosplay for eternity?
Not quite. P.S. Experience all the lore of the Superb in a fraction of a second before you return to life. Okay, nice seeing you again. Bye, Rudy.
Wait, do what now?
Things are looking pretty dicey until Orsted's traveling partner, Nanahoshi, convinces him to spare the little brat for some reason. Ruijerd doesn't have actual armor, but apparently Rudy has plot armor. All things balance out, I guess. That night, Rudy lets Ruijerd in on all the secrets he's learned from Mod, including the fact that the Superb are hated because of a curse. His powers have been fading since Ruijerd started shaving his head, proving once again that bald is beautiful. How does our beloved demon stalwart reward Rudy for this insight? By piecing out on the earliest opportunity. Damn, that's ice cold, Ruijerd. Spurs ain't loyal. Rudy and Eris press on towards a camp that was set up to provide refuge for those who have been impacted by the mana disaster. Almost immediately, they bump into Ghislaine and the butler guy whose name escapes me. We'll go with Dr. Butt until I come up with something better, which I doubt I will. Dr. Butt delivers the bad news that Eris's parents and grandfather are all dead, and that Lord Philemon Noto's Greyrat intends to take her as a concubine. Disgusting, that's like her uncle. Ghislaine supports her former student, saying that the future of the kingdom isn't worth sacrificing Eris for. She also ruined my fun by immediately referring to this butler guy as Alphonse, confirming that his name is not in fact Dr. Butts.
Ghislaine! Thank goodness you're safe! What about the rest of my family that I love and cherish so very dearly?
Oh boy, I'm gonna need the world's most dour butler to break this news.
They're dead.
My mom?
Dead.
My dad?
Dead.
My grandfather?
Dead.
My pet dog, Studebaker!
Oh, you almost had me on that one. You never had a pet dog. But if you did, you would be dead.
The orphan child takes the news pretty courageously. And that night, she suggests that her and Rudy should sleep together. Yeah, it's cute, a little sleepover. Oh, wait, no, I misunderstood. I don't want to be here right now. No, get me out. No, get me out. Abort! Because this scene is so strange, we forced our writer to watch it in 6 different languages. And in every language except German, Eris tries to seduce Rudy by meowing like a cat girl. And she claims she's learned that technique from her mom. I don't know what's more interesting. That Eris was quite possibly conceived while her mom was meowing, or that the German translators were just like, this scene is already weird enough. Let's say 9 to the kitty stuff, ja? I'm just glad that Ruijerd isn't still in the picture. Can you imagine him just like napping in the corner right now? It's not a good vibe.
I have no idea why, but I'm really glad I left the group for some reason.
The next morning, Rudy is on cloud 9. But his joy is short-lived, as he finds a note from Eris stating that they're not well matched. And she's going away. Alphonse informs him that she's off on a journey with Ghislaine, and he was instructed not to tell Rudy where they went. Dick move, Alphonse! I'm busting your back down to Dr. Butts! It's almost enough to make you feel bad for the little jerk. In just one episode, he lost his sexy, seductive sidekick, and Eris is gone too. But you'll have to watch the next season to find out on what becomes of our magical miscreant. Will he reunite with Sylphie, or can he and Roxy finally cross paths? The only thing I know for sure is that he'll find a way to make it super depraved and uncomfortable. Looking forward to it. See you guys next time. Grimmjack teleporting out. Oh wait, do I even know where I'm teleporting? Again, if you like this episode, give it a like. Let us know you want to see the season 2. I know I want to talk about season 2. Come on, guys. Just like and tell me you like it. Come on.